to the ITSM Practice Podcast.
Welcome to the ITSM Practice Podcast. I'm Luigi Ferri. In many organizations, service management has become very good at one thing: explaining failure. We explain incidents, we explain delays, we explain risk after it materializes. And often, we explain them in a way that sounds convincing. Let me begin with a direct question. What if the real problem in ITSM is not too little control, but too much justification? ITIL 5 enters precisely at this point. Most service organizations are well equipped to explain outcomes. They have root cause analysis, post-incident reports, compliance evidence, audit-ready documentation, and yet something is missing. Explanation has quietly replaced ownership. When things go wrong, the language is revealing. This was with intolerance. The control worked as designed. The escalation happened correctly. Everything is explainable. Very little is owned. ITIL 5 does not challenge your explanations. It challenges why they were needed in the first place. And this lands directly on one role. The heads of service carry an implicit contract. You are expected to absorb volatility, maintain continuity, justify trade-offs, and protect credibility upward. But in practice, decision power is scattered. Priorities are set elsewhere. Constraints are inherited. Risk is defined by committees. Automation behaves according to past assumptions. You are not accountable for outcomes. You did not fully design. ITIL 5 does something subtle but disruptive. It stops pretending this is sustainable. In many organizations, governance has acted like a net. It catches problems after decisions are made. It reviews, it approves, it escalates. ITIL 5 cuts holes in that net. Governance is no longer positioned as a corrective layer. It moves upstream. Before automation runs, before architecture scale, before services promise outcomes. The shift is this: from reviewing decisions to shaping which decisions are even possible. This is not heavier governance, it is earlier governance. And that changes what we are actually accountable for. Traditionally, accountability starts at operation, availability, incident resolution, SLA, performance. ITIL 5 does not stop there. It treats accountability as spanning intent, design, automation logic, operational tolerance, because this is where risk is actually created, not when a ticket is opened, but when a trade-off is embedded. So my question is, who is accountable for decisions that were explicitly discussed but are now executed thousands of times a day by systems? Let's remove the distraction. AI is not the core issue. The real issue is scale of interactions, scale of dependencies, scale of consequences. Modern service systems do not fail cleanly, they drift. They amplify small choices. They behave correctly until they don't. Static processes cannot govern this. Retrospective explanations cannot lead it. ITIL 5 acknowledges something many leaders feel but rarely name. In complex systems, leadership happens before execution, not after failure. Here is the provocation stated plainly. If your organization relies on process adherence to justify outcomes, tools to absorb responsibility, frameworks to explain trade-offs. Then governance was a symbolic. ITIL 5 does not accuse. It exposes. It asks, who decided this was acceptable? Based on which risk appetite? In exchange for what value? And who stands behind that choice? If those answers are unclear, no amount of maturity models will help. ITIL 5 creates a fork in the road. One path is familiar. Manage services, improve reporting, refine explanations, defend outcomes after the fact. The other path is harder. Design decision space, make trade-offs explicit, accept visible accountability, and lead systems, not just operations. This is why ITIL 5 feels unsettling. It does not ask you to work harder. It asks you to stop hiding behind explanations. And the real question is no longer did we follow the process, it is are we willing to own the consequences of how our system behave? That is the conversation ITIL 5 force. And thank you for listening. I'm Luigi Ferri, and this was the ITSM Practice Podcast. Arrivederci.